recently finished reading one of the best book on productivity, The Productivity Project by Chris Bailey. And since I found this book really helpful, I thought, why not share with you guys 5 most eye-opening lessons that I have learned from this book. So without procrastinating, let's dive right in. Lesson 1. Productivity is management of time, attention, and energy. If we were to go back 50 years from now, where most people used to work in factories, productivity was how much you were able to produce in a given time. So basically, if you showed up on time and worked well for 8 hours, you were productive. Time was the center. However, things have changed as we have entered knowledge industry from industrial era. Today, as we have more to do than ever before, distractions that hijacks our attention and less time to regain our energy. Productivity is no longer about how efficient you are and all about how much you accomplish. So that is why time, that is how much you get accomplished throughout the day and how much you procrastinate. Attention, that is how well you're able to focus and work without distraction. And energy, that is how much fuel you need to burn over the course of day. All of these are equally important element to the equation of productivity. Lesson 2, find your most productive time. You might have experienced how your energy level fluctuates throughout the day. If you're an early bird, you might have more energy in the morning. And if you're a night owl, just like me, you might have more energy late at night. But in general, most of us are slow in the morning. And slowly, our energy level peaks after we drink tea or coffee. In the afternoon, if you're like most people, you start to feel lethargic and your energy level crash after a large lunch. However, considering that everyone is wired differently and everyone has different energy pattern throughout the day, depending on how their biological clock is set. That is why it's important to learn our own energy levels throughout the day. A good idea is to track your natural ebbs and flow over the course of few weeks to really understand the most accurate picture of your energy level throughout the day. And then schedule the most important task when you have the highest energy, and when your energy dips, you can work on the low impact task. Lesson 3, maintenance day. When I used to live in India, we had someone coming for help every day to clean the house, doing dishes. But things are different here in the Western world. Firstly, we have to do everything by ourselves. And secondly, instead of doing daily, we do it weekly. Like buying groceries, doing laundry, cleaning the house. And I understand that to some people, this might seem as messy and disorganized. But since I'm not the best at keeping the house tidy, it surely works for me. I accept that these tasks are essential to live a happy, healthy, social, and productive life. And also not doing them could make you feel terrible and like a chaos. However, these tasks don't make your life move forward. And let's be real, you either do it out of responsibility or just because you need to. So instead of doing this low return task throughout the week, Chris suggests that you can chunk them all together and do as many of them at once on the same day and call it your maintenance day. To make sure you don't forget anything during the week, write everything that comes to your mind that needs to be done. And that's your maintenance list. And if you're someone who thinks of maintenance day as simply too unrealistic, there's a way for you. Since you've already created the maintenance list and have chunked together some of the maintenance tasks, get as many of them out of your way when you're low on energy or are unable to focus on the most impactful and meaningful task. And as these tasks don't require a lot of attention, you can always make them more enjoyable by listening to audiobook, podcast, or music. Lesson 4 is an idea I was completely new to: waiting for list. If I asked you how many things you're currently waiting on, chances are several. It could be as simple as an Amazon package or an email or text from your coworker. And I know you're storing it all in your head. And honestly, things might slip through the crack if you don't follow through. That's where waiting for list comes handy. The idea behind waiting for list is as simple as it could be. It's a list of everything that you're currently waiting on. It's a place to track anything that requires further action from someone else before you continue working on it or can mark it completed. Making waiting for a list ensures that nothing sleeps your mind, and so you worry less about everything that you need to manage. Simply review it regularly. And lastly, lesson 5, procrastination triggers. Have you ever thought why we put off doing taxes until last minute, whereas watching Netflix is less likely to be procrastinated?
Okay, I see where this is going with all the Mission Impossible stuff.
So surely, knowing about this trigger is helpful. You can plan and change some of this trigger to make the task less ugly. It's like a makeover. The author shares that there are 6 particular triggers that makes us more likely to procrastinate. When we feel a task is boring, frustrating, difficult, unambiguous and unstructured, lacking personal meaning, and lacking intrinsic reward, that is fun. The more of these triggers any given task has, the more likely we are to put it off, and the less triggers increases our chances to complete it. For instance, you can make a boring task interesting by going to your favorite location, maybe your favorite coffee shop or by a local scenic view. You can make an ambiguous task better by creating a detailed plan with the very next step that you can take. Well, these are my 5 tips from the book, The Productivity Project. All in all, I truly enjoyed reading this book and found these tips to be useful. I genuinely recommend to read this book as the author shares challenges after most chapter to take action steps and become more productive. If you want to get yours, the link is in the description box below. Thanks for watching this video till the end, and I will see you next Friday.